Guys, welcome back. Once again, we have pretty much been stuck in an 80-point range, right? And we still have no decisive break, although the market is kind of edging, right? You can see that if I draw a trend line from like the most recent low, right, connecting all the edge points, you can kind of see that we pretty much, right, we're barely hanging by the thread. So I have firm belief that this week might be the week that we break this range, right? And again, we know the levels, right? The market would have to get over 4180 to be considered bullish to hit the top of this channel here. And the market would need to break below, right? This is kind of how the bull version would go. And the market would have to break below, I would say 4050, but given that this is a trend line, so I'd say the next level of support is 4090. We break below 4090, we should, be able to come down to retest at least this level, right? The level acting as support on this trend line. So this area around 3900 will get retested. So those are kind of the two versions that we have been exploring, right? We still have zero breaks. Let's look at the dollar for some clues. And we can see that the dollar broke out, failed, came back down. Again, this still looks like an ABC move to me. Personally, unless the dollar gets over 103, I don't think this bull version is active, right? I'm still looking at a sell-off into support before the dollar bounces. I think this is a dollar trap for the bulls on the dollar. Let's look at WIX again. WIX is more supportive, right? Though it is on pretty much the edge of support. So, I mean, this kind of has to be the way, right? If the market bears want to give a gut punch to the bulls, given where the WIX and the dollar is standing, this has to be the week that WIX and dollar bulls get busy, right? And then the market bears can get busy. Otherwise, right, this kind of structure, very, very weak. Next level of support is at $12. So that's a deep fall for WIX, right? So it's now or never. So let's kind of see if we finally get an answer to the direction of the market. So let's look at this week's watch list. And the first one I have is Tesla, and I will go through both the bull and bear versions, given what a pivotal week this is. We know that this is the downward trend, right? That Tesla has failed to get over, and this is the support that Tesla bulls have been able to utilize, right, to push the market back up. So again, this is the channel we are in. So there are only two options going forward from here. One is that the bulls, right, they defend the 163, 160 level, right? Tesla gets bought up, and then Tesla has a very nice bullish impulse wherein, right, it breaks out of this downtrend before it heads higher. That's scenario number one, right? Number two, again, this is the existing channel. So till it like breaks out, there's no real confirmation that this move is going to happen. So what is the other alternative is that we continue, right? We continue going down in the channel, in which case, right, we also know that the gap, right, it closes at about 145. So the gap hasn't filled. So don't be surprised if Tesla, sells off to the bottom of this channel around 142, right? Before Tesla bounces higher. So that is something that is also probable, right? If it breaks below 162, 160, then you could play the gap down to 145. So yeah, those are the two options I am noticing on Tesla. The next one that I have is FSLR, and we know it had acquisition news, right? That's why it popped. It managed to save itself, right, from this breakdown. But again, if I zoom out, right, I go to the weekly chart of FSLR, you can kind of see that if I go to its like the lowest of the lows in 2012, we are, right, 236 is the 1.618 fib. So, I mean, this is the golden fib. So I am expecting, given how overbought, how much bearish divergence there is, I am kind of expecting it to reject, right, and then kind of start this downward move. This is very extended. And if I were to pull up the RSI, right, you can see on the weekly, there's so much bearish divergence. So it's just a matter of time before FSLR comes back to the downside. So yeah, that's kind of what I see on FSLR. The next one I have is MU. Again, the reason for that is we have been getting rejected at the 65 level, but we've also, been getting supported. If I go to the daily chart, kind of see that for the past 4 trading sessions at least, MU has kind of been stuck in like, between 60 and 62. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? Either we're going to break above 62, right? And then have an impulse up to 70, or we're going to like break below 60, and then we're going to come back down to 57 and even pretty much to the bottom of this channel, right? You can see it has another channel here. So it's either going to break 60, come back down to 55, or we get over 62, then it should be able to break 65 in this time and then move up to 70. So yeah, that's why I have MU on this week's watch list. And the last one I have for this week is WYNN. Yeah, sorry, I forgot which one I put on there. So the last one I have for this week is WYNN. Again, the reason for that is, let's zoom out, right? Let's go to the weekly chart of WYNN. You'll be able to see why is WYNN getting rejected where it is. You can see this high from 2014 has resulted in multiple hard rejections, right? So that's kind of the reason that WYNN, is kind of feeling here, had a bearish follow through, right? So now you can see it has a trend line here. If WYNN can manage to break below 105, then it should easily be able to come down to 97. So yeah, I'm kind of watching to see if WYNN triggers this downtrend before it comes down. And obviously it would need to get over 120, right, to break like a 10-year downtrend. So yeah, those are kind of your bull and bear pivots on WYNN. So that's all I have for this week. Thank you so much. Have a great day.